California at it again. State lawmakers passing a bill guaranteeing wage and benefit protection to employees of so-called gig companies like Uber and Lyft. Now, the law makes it harder for workers to be classified as independent contractors. What does this mean for the industry? And is California pushing government control too far? Here to discuss, Independent Women's Foreign Policy Director Hadley Heath Manning. You know, Hadley, California in the news a lot, really just making up their own rules as they go along. But this one in particular is really kind of worrisome in the sense that you do have a lot of Democrats, a lot of folks on the left who like the gig economy. Hillary Clinton used to talk about it all the time, and this would certainly hurt it, wouldn't it?
That's absolutely right. And the thing we love about the gig economy is it's innovative. It's a real change in our labor market. It allows a lot of flexibility. Most workers who use it are doing it to supplement their income, to earn extra cash that may not be their sole or primary source of income, but it gives workers a new avenue to provide for their families. And these rules that are under consideration in California, I mean, this would seriously restrict those opportunities for workers, as well as maybe even raising prices for consumers or running those businesses out of California entirely, those sort of gig sharing economy businesses.
Do you think it comes from a sort of misguided place that would be the same wellspring of higher minimum wage, or is this more of a move to help bolster or lift union participation, or maybe both?
Yeah, maybe both. You know, the first issue that I thought of a congruent issue is minimum wage, because whenever you increase labor costs, what do? You get less people working, less labor opportunities, and fewer jobs. But there is a similarity politically, because I think Americans on both sides of the aisle want to see their fellow working Americans making enough money to make ends meet and having good living standards. But the number one way to combat poverty, ironically, is not to raise wages, but to increase work opportunities. Because the biggest problem for people who are truly in poverty is not that their wage isn't high enough, but that they have no wages because they have no job. And of course, anything that raises labor costs and restricts jobs opportunities means fewer people will have that chance to even get on the first rung of the economic ladder.
Well, we saw Uber yesterday announcing layoffs. This is just the day before they talked about investing a lot of money over the next 3 years to create jobs. They had to do a complete 180 on that. Shares of Uber and Lyft are up today. Apparently, they're in talks with Gavin Newsom, and maybe their compromise might be hammered out somewhere along the line. But California throwing its weight around really a lot. And, you know, we saw it with the cafe standards. We see it with a whole lot of issues. Is this state so big and so wealthy that they actually could usurp the power of the federal government and make these rules and laws that ultimately impact all of us?
Yeah, that's a concern. I think last time I joined you, we talked about the auto regulations and the emissions that California was going to go above and beyond the federal standard as the Trump administration tries to roll back on that. Absolutely, it's a concern. I'm sure a lot of these businesses are concerned not only that California has a big market share, but that other states, especially blue states, will sort of follow suit. The states are meant to be, you know, experiments in democracy. The federalist model is to give states a chance to have their own rules and try them out. Unfortunately, we're not learning the right lessons from California. Whenever they make a mistake or whenever they go too far, unfortunately, states aren't learning the right lessons that if you import that bad policy to the rest of the country, there will be nowhere else for people and businesses to go to have the freedom and flexibility to have those opportunities.
Hadley, thank you very much. Always appreciate our conversations.
Thank you.
All right, folks, the market